We're Malin and Johan, a Swedish couple that have been sailing full-time since 2016. After 3.5 years of sailing, we welcomed our daughter Vera on board. Most recently, we bought a farm in Sweden where we are going to build our dream boat ourselves from scratch. Welcome aboard and please subscribe for weekly episodes. We've been working hard on Sunhill Farm with preparing the barn for the boat build. Floors, walls and heating is done. The windows that we're going to install arrived.
Half of the glass was broken.
You can see the big deck house, which was pretty much on the top of our priority list of features that we wanted to have.
In this design we have most of the things, or almost everything that we had on the list from the beginning.
Johan is picking up some timber for the window frame at the local lumber yard. These 2 barn doors that opens up to the north will be replaced by 4 big windows. This way we will get more light in the barn and we can see the beautiful view outside. The doors have been closed off for a long time.
It's going to be so nice with the window in there. Such a nice view.
Below the bottom windows, we're going to build a wall from concrete blocks. The window frame is ready. We're now going to try to put in the 2 windows that we have in this big hole. Johan has prepared everything, so why not put in those 2 at least, and then we'll wait with the other 2 until they arrive. But the thing is, it's only us 2 here, so we tried to come up with a way of doing this, because it's pretty high up and they're quite heavy. So our best idea so far is to come in with a car, and we're gonna use the car to stand on. We'll see how it goes. It might be a total disaster. Okay, what do you guys think? Will we make it?
Okay.
Jag ska ta en här.
Ja, men ta. Håll balans. That's lite good.
Sätter den på kartong.
Ja, så att det fina. Ja. Så det in den här.
We made it!
Yeah, looks pretty good, if you ask me.
Ta-da! First window in place.
I think we need to buy like a proper platform.
Ladder.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a platform ladder.
We only have these two,
Yeah.
so that's why it was a little bit tricky. But this was a great idea. The car came in handy.
Yeah.
And the bigger one will be easier even if it's much bigger, because then we just need to lift it up and
Yeah,
Yeah.
if it's not too heavy for you,
Okay.
it's 68 kilos, so it's more than your weight. It's like.
It looks great.
Yeah. Det blir skitbra.
No. I'm not strong enough.
It is heavy. It is heavy.
We don't know anyone that is close by.
That is
who
close
can come.
by now.
That was a bit of an anticlimax. We went so well with the first one, but well, we just have to wait for someone to come and help us out. And we still have those other two ones that we're waiting on. And hopefully they will make it here without any damages. So, I have to pack up and call it a day for this project.
A couple of days later, we had my family visiting, and they could help us lift the window in place. But even with 8 hands, it wasn't all that easy when we realized that the window needed to be turned around.
It's a beautiful day today, and finally we're feeling better again, the whole family. We've been down with a cold, the whole family, for over a week now really. So it feels great to be better again. I think it's because Vera is in kindergarten now. You know, it's like a germ factory over there with all the kids. And she's not really used to that from our time sailing around, being in the Caribbean. So I guess we pay the price for that now. But anyway, today I'm going to get some material to be able to build a big table, temporary table to put in the middle of the barn. So I can use a CNC cutter or a type of CNC cutter to cut all the temporary molds on that table. So I've just loaded up the car with the material for the big table. 4 sheets of plywood. These are really expensive nowadays, around 800 kroner each. That's like $80 US. Yeah, that's it.
Den är ännu mer.
Timme! Mamma!
Är det pappa?
Ja. Och typa då lita.
Wow.
Då bash. Då bash. Då.
Johan made a simple construction with timber frames and plywood on top, which is being put together only with screws, making it easy to take apart.
It feels great creating something by hand, and I can't wait to get going with the actual boat build. This is something I have missed during the years we've been sailing full time, however strange that might sound.
Another thing that Johan has built is done.
So the table is now ready, and this is where we're going to produce the mold stations for the hull. And you might wonder what is a mold station, and I will try to explain that. Since we're building a strip planked hull, we need a mold to produce the shape of the hull. And the way we're doing that is by slicing the hull up in 700mm sections, like this. So this is just a simple drawing of the hull. I'm not very good at drawing, as you might see. We have sliced it up like this in the computer. 700mm sections, and there's 22 of these 700mm. Each station here represents the shape of that station in that exact position. And they will look something like this. The challenge now is to transfer these cutting files to plywood, to reality. Because once we have cut these files in plywood in real life size, we will place those upside down here on the floor. 22 of them to produce the shape of the hull. And then we can strip plank outside of those stations. But it's really important that these don't deviate from the measurements in the computer. Because if they do, you could have a sag in the hull, or that the hull won't be fair. There are many different ways on how you can transfer this shape from the computer file and cut a real life size piece out of it. We are going to use either a printer or a CNC router. and we haven't really decided on which one of these we will use. The CNC router is probably the best option because you produce a really precise cut directly when you're using the router. Using the printer, you will print a pattern and place that on top of the plywood and use a jigsaw to cut from that. And that won't be as exact. So we'll use this table to cut the molds on, regardless if we choose to do it with the CNC router or use the printer option. But more about that later, because I think a lot of you wonder how can you cut on this table with this CNC router. But I will tell you more about that in another episode. So now me and Malin will try to make this table level and also as flat as possible. Because that's really crucial if we're going for the CNC option.
The table is flat and in level, and to me this looks almost like a stage. So I'm like thinking in between cutting all these molds, we can use it as a stage and maybe have a little concert, invite some friends. They're all moving south now for the winter.